Welcome back. We are here. It is summertime in northern Michigan and it is in full swing. I don't know about you guys, but we have so much going on. I'm excited to have the time that we can make to get in here and make this content and just have great conversations.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is kind of like my favorite thing to do. Like, just sit
Right.
with you, chat about shit. Like, this whole podcast is really for so many different things. Like, we just want to be light and airy. Sometimes we want to get deep. So it's just like, it's just the
We just want a place to be ourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep, exactly.
Yes.
To literally be us.
Yeah. And I
And
think
we'll see what happens.
Right. Sometimes it's a good thing. Sometimes it's not. You know, good days, bad days, all that
Always
stuff.
interesting.
Yes.
It is always interesting.
Oh.
But yeah, our office, like things in the office, summertime is always busy.
Yeah.
All of our clients have a million things going on, as do we, plus all of like community events and fun things going on. We have I wouldn't even call it small. Venetian's not small at this point.
Really. Yeah.
Not really.
No,
Over in Charlevoix, there's a huge
to us,
festival.
but yeah.
For this area, it's slightly smaller, but there's a huge festival going on that goes throughout the whole week, but that's the bigger days are towards this
We'll be
weekend.
there filming. Kid Rock's band is
Yeah.
going to be there tomorrow night. We're going to be getting that content. That's going to be exciting.
We'll see how that goes.
Event shooting is always a thing in its own, but we're super excited for that. Maybe get some publicity. We'll see.
There is a food truck rally, same time.
That's a hard.
It's a hard
toss-up.
toss
Yeah,
up.
like,
But
what-
there's always that's what comes though. There's a million places that we got to be, and it's kind
But
of.
honestly, though, that's like building a business and being out and about. Like, we've never had more success. It's like people still call us from that one thing we did at Mary B's, like or Jason's shop. Like, how long ago was that?
That was a long time.
Like 3 years ago.
Like in
So-
the very beginning.
And they're like we just like it's just you plant the seed once, and I think when people see you out in public, they really are like, oh, those are the people that do
It registers,
that.
right.
So I think, and again, the last year has just like, I don't even know where it's gone, to be completely honest. And having the time to go and like making the time, and then of course it's summertime, so all of the things are happening like really quickly within the 3-4 month span. But just like us going out and about is like such good public, like
it's almost better marketing than
yes, that's what I was
like
looking
really
for.
just doing that, like just being there and having that like in person interaction.
insane.
It sticks. Yeah, it
Like
does,
how many
definitely
people
works.
we went to Dark for Art in Bay Harbor last week, and it
For
was
those
insane.
who don't know, it's a huge art fundraising event. I believe they do it for the Crooked Tree Art Center. Yep. So everybody comes. It's like a huge auction, a bunch of delicious food, and it's right downtown in the marina of Bay Harbor. And it's super beautiful.
And it is literally like the who's who. So we had probably three clients, I think, that were there.
We've always got a few.
So we were going to get content for them. We were there for ourselves, and it's just insane the amount of people that we will see when we're just like out and about. And it's always like just a good refresher to see those people and to network. Like, as a business owner, content is awesome and being online is awesome, but like just doing the bootstrapping of like getting yourself out there.
Don't forget to be a part of your community, like your actual physical community as well, and making a difference in that.
So that's always exciting. And like you said, we got Venetian this week. Super excited for that. We'll go out Thursday and probably Saturday again. And then, I mean, summertime is insane.
And it's so short. And for some reason, in our beautiful little town, it is cold. It is not reaching the 80s and these good summer temperatures. And I know there's going to be a lot of flack, people that disagree with that. But
August and September are usually like the scorchers. So we're almost there. Hang on. So really, it's like 2 months out of the year we get like an actual summertime, because otherwise it's like 65, 70. Pretty like consistently. It was 61 this morning. So
I guess we'll take what we can get up here.
Anything. Sunshine. We'll take all the vitamin D that we can get. And I mean, summer's here. We're fine tuning things in the office. Like,
as always,
we've been
work in
feeling
progress.
We do so much that sometimes we get like spread thin, and I feel like this is just a good note for any entrepreneur out there. Just like knowing when you need to like hyper focus on something and really just put your all into like one part of what you're doing.
Right.
We got the podcast, we got Higher Media Productions, we got Guru. Like, we're trying to build the team. Like, we're trying to duplicate all of these different things. We're trying to build Florida. So it's like, how do we like fine tune what we're doing and really like turn up that hyper speed? And we love our 90-day pushes, right? Like, we love like setting our goals and really just going after it for 90 days. So like the next 90 days, I feel like we're really gonna crush it, and we're really like we're getting on like a what's the word I'm looking for? I don't even know, but like the team aspect of what we got going right now is like we're finally like, okay, this is how we duplicate.
Right.
And I think that that's just so important. And then it gives us opportunities to do things like this and to be the entrepreneurs and to focus on building the business, which is just so hard, like working day in day in the business, but then working like on the business. And we're finally like getting in that jive again. And Florida,
especially when people are first starting out too, and if it's just you, and so you have like all the, even like if you have a part, it's a lot. There's a lot going on, and you have to be on for
100%.
all of these parts of it.
You do, and it's a lot. And then thinking about like just even like doing personal content or whatever it is, it's like it's so much and it's so hard to digest. And it's like, okay,
Right.
whew, just take a breather. Focus on like the most important things and focus on what works, because that's one thing that we really struggled with is like we're always trying to like reinvent the wheel or like do new things, and it's like, no, we really just need to do what works. Like we've done this far, this good, like let's kind of like hone in on that and run with that. And then that brings up Florida, where it's like, okay, like we just made the decision yesterday how we are going to duplicate in Florida. Like we've really thrown around the different ideas. Like, do we build hire down there? Do we build social guru for you? Like, what do we primarily focus on?
What does it look like?
Like, what's the marketing aspect? Like, how are we going to roll out? What are we going to do? And we made the decision we're going to really focus on guru. And I think that's the biggest way to do it. We can always represent hire in the fact that, like, if somebody if they want the high quality content, but really, like, our meat and bones of how we built this was through social media management, and that's pushed us to do higher quality content and more content and all that good stuff. So good things happening in the business world. We're super excited, and we really just want to we kind of want to just shoot the shit. We did our last pod, and we got some really great feedback on like just talking about life and talking about other things, and we have some pop culture news. I said it right this time. We have some pop culture news. We just got some interesting things, like AI, a few things that we want to touch on.
And just like what's going on
in the world.
What are people talking about?
Yes.
And let me tell you, we are in a Barbie world.
Yes.
Like, I'm not even joking. We are in it. It is everywhere. It is in your face. Bravo.
Yep. Marketing team.
To the marketing team of
you
Barbie.
Fucking killed it, okay?
You nailed it.
Literally. It's been everywhere. Even like just so many different like celebrities, and everybody is like they're doing their own spin on it. They're like integrating with just everything.
Everything you can think of.
And
skincare, sunglasses, like clothing.
It's insane.
Pool floats, things Barbie would drink. Like there's like vitamins Barbie would take. Like there's quite literally everything.
That's insane.
People are making so much money off of this. I was on the news this morning that there was the color pink for like fabrics, and there's like a shortage right now because of the high volume. Yeah, like this certain color is like running low in the world because everybody's ordering it. Like,
it's Barbie pink.
It's a Barbie world right now.
That's insane. And I mean, it's just it's crazy how we can get engulfed into something so quickly, where it's like a few weeks ago we had no idea, but now it's like literally like everything, and it's everywhere.
You land things in the right way and in the right timeline, it's gonna hit just right. And I think it's perfect, especially with like Barbie. It's like, what would Barbie use?
Right.
And just like nailing that, and everybody jumping onto that. It's just incredibly smart.
And then kudos to the marketing teams for the businesses that have also jumped on that.
Absolutely.
Which also kudos to our friend Hannah. She's got the coolest
is
idea.
On it, yes. You guys need to go see her when that movie comes out. They will be at the movie theater. Go see Barbie and Ken. Gonna love it.
She works for Charlevoix Auto, and she does all their marketing.
She's amazing.
She does a lot of stuff for them, and they have their little mokes that are pink. Like
mokes are awesome.
They're like the little. It looks like a Barbie car, and it's like the beachy vibe, like super cool. And so they're gonna go park that in the movie theater. And her boyfriend, they look like Barbie and Ken. They're so perfect. They're literally gonna kill it, and they're gonna dress up, and they're gonna do like a photo out there. So
it's gonna be awesome.
And again, it's like it's marketing, jumping on the trends.
Absolutely.
Like it's insane. And I think that that's just something where it's like, if you're in marketing, the more that you can like pay attention to those things and utilize it, then it's going to benefit you.
Which leads me into the whole, like, if you're moving into the whole, like, Scantable thing with Vanderpump Rules. Those who don't know, bravo, people. I don't need to explain any further.
Which I will say, season 11 is being filmed currently, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
it is. But in terms of, like, taking advantage of, like, the moment and now, Ariana Madix is making millions off of her brand deals from just this. It's a reality show. This couple has been together for 10 years. He cheated on her with her best friend, loser, and she's making money.
It's like the typical like affair type scandal, but like it's on Bravo, and like they
scandal.
have waited for something like this
the Bravo
big,
editors
and
are
it's like
yes.
she was featured on like Call Her Daddy Pod, like she's been on like ABC
Like I'm talking
News,
like Duracell
like,
batteries, Glad trash bags, like Joy Burst drinks. I mean, she's making so much money. Like a nail polish company because the loser boyfriend wore nail polish. It's literally, I mean, like it's so stupid. And you would be like, why are we talking about? CNN picked up this story.
right, all the major news. Like I'm pretty
This
sure
was
almost
a
everyone.
major news
Yes.
headline. This whole story,
Yes.
and then just the pure monetization off of this trauma or this point in her life, whatever it was, however it was concocted. She's making money.
It's insane.
And she's doing
though.
it well.
And that's also, again, marketing. It's like, okay, like how do you, as either like a media company, a corporation, or like this
Right.
is like the ultimate influencer. Like
It's also
she
like
is
what
like
would make Duracell be like, this is a good marketing play for us.
Right.
So we're gonna hire on her and we're gonna make
to
a commercial.
sit in on that meeting.
Yeah, because they know that this is what everyone's talking about.
Right.
And if we're not talking about it, we're gonna miss it.
Right.
So I'm just kudos to all of these companies that really look for the creative ways to go after these, because
It's got to be like the Bravo fans that are like
they're
in
large.
that, like little.
It's large
gotta
and
be
in charge, but it's at the same time, it's like it was major news. It's like, what the heck is CNN doing covering
Right,
Vanderpump?
an affair.
What is going on?
Right.
But it's crazy how the influence of that, it just takes off. And it's crazy.
And I think too that also just goes into like the fact that like again trends, marketing, and it's like time and place and all of that.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's like, okay, like influencer marketing, finding the right person to do these different things with it. And like we only have so much time too when these things happen. Whereas like it's almost the businesses had to like pre-plan or like be there right in the midst of it, and then roll out with something like insane, or like let's go to Barbie for instance.
Right.
Like they should have they had to have meetings. If they're going to do a vitamin or what, I forget all the different ones that you said.
Oh, everything you can
So
think
like
of.
a major vitamin company had to like roll out a whole new product like while this is happening, which is just so rapid speed for like the world that we live in. It's just insane. Whereas it's not traditional marketing anymore. Like we're in such a fast-paced world, and you have to jump on these trends. And if you jump on the right one, like skyrocket your business.
Right.
It's just insane.
Absolutely. No,
It's
it's crazy, and there's a lot of people, and those are very high things that are happening, but people are doing it everywhere and making a lot of money. So it's really like, look at what's going on. Look at what people are talking about. If you have a way that you can tie in and give an opinion or also tie into it what you have going on, use it. Use it as a piece of content, because you have to incorporate that kinds of stuff to get those views and to get a larger audience, because that's what everyone's talking about.
Right.
As
It's
stupid as it
insane.
may be. And it's actually fascinating. It makes me think, and it's not the same thing, but it makes me think of, what was that guy's name that did the Fire Festival? Billy something.
Oh,
Yeah.
Billy McFarland or
Or
something.
something like
Yep.
that. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Just the fact that like the orange square.
The influencers jumped on without
And
it.
it
even,
was
like
like
no,
that was
yep,
it. It was
yep.
it was just an orange square, and here we're going to
Yep.
freaking no man's land.
Everyone,
Like,
literally,
and-
everybody's playing, and everyone's gonna be there.
I laughed at those people, but it's like the power of marketing.
I will say, however, he did do a pod. Was it? I think it was Full Send. He went on with Nelk.
Is he still in jail?
No, he's out.
He's out,
He's
okay.
out. He's paying restitution, like all this stuff.
Oh, I'm
he,
sure.
He did a he did a pod. I think it was on Nelk, and they did a really great interview with him. And like that was the first time where I kind of was like, okay, like he kind of got ahead of himself.
He got
and like
excited, yeah.
and it's like he
Got way
was
away
more
from him.
entrepreneur than like an event planner kind of. So it was like he had
yeah.
the ideas,
Here's
he
the
just
idea.
couldn't execute it.
Can't make it happen.
So it was shit execution.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, well, and he's like he opens up about the whole thing, and it made me think of him in a better light, I will say. But
That's
so
great.
you should go check that out.
That's interesting.
Whatever.
No, it's all very, very interesting and crazy.
And I love it.
I love all of it.
Every minute of it. So have you seen the new AI selfies?
Oh my! I'm so glad we're talking about this. First of all, if it's not smart enough or if it's a sweater or like a knit, it's not. You can. It's like not smart enough to get the knit right in the sweater. You can still tell that there's like
It's
it's not. It doesn't look real almost.
Okay, so I want to show you. I did one.
I saw it on your Threads profile picture.
Yes, and
I stalked you.
I did.
You already seen it. I said, Jess, it's an AI pic.
I did. Well, and I also thought it was smart though because
Sneaky.
it's like everybody does the don't like have an avatar as your profile picture. Like all the major crypto guys and all that, where it's like your face because it's like the facial recognition, all that kinds of stuff. So it kind of like has like that personal blockage or whatever. So I think that's kind of cool. But we are living in such a crazy world, and I also wanted to show you though. Like, look at this. Which I realized, and I was like, that's a little weird.
Well, there's a girl, I'm not going to say names, but there's a girl that was on that
I saw
that did them. Well, she didn't even take any photos. That was all like completely generated.
No, it is. You give them like, and that says it's on Remni.
Well, that's
Remni
what the girl,
is what did it.
Like, I literally didn't take these. That's what she was trying to explain to people. She was like, I didn't sit down or I don't own that sweater.
Or Face app. It literally is like
creates you out of nothing.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So you put in like a few selfies or whatever.
Sketch.
But it's Remni. It is Remni is the app that did it.
That doesn't surprise me. I don't understand why their app changed.
But this is
today.
the creepy thing.
If it's Barbie, I swear to God.
Probably.
It probably is. Remni's out here.
How weird is that? It's like it's a mask. Do you see do you see?
Oh, of your neck?
Yes. That's purpose. That has to be there on purpose.
It's not like supposed to be a necklace?
No. That is like, I think it's like,
you're looking like...
It's a mask, which is kind of weird. I don't know. I noticed that, and I was like, I don't know. Interesting. But it'll make you look fabulous. It's not you, but it can be you if you want it to be.
It's getting scary.
I know.
It's getting scary out there.
Oh, but yeah, so I want to talk about that.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're on we're in kind of like, people don't even realize what's kind of happening right now. It's...
I don't even think we realized.
No, I mean, like, to grasp, I don't think the creators of of this AI and these programs, like, they're also, because I've been watching a lot of like interviews with these people, and they're all very, I wouldn't say like they're nervous, but it's not like they can't, they know that their end, they can't control, like, there's where they're going is no control.
It's like the movies.
And it's exactly, and they try to like act like it's not a huge deal, but it's quite exactly like that. And once it gets to a certain point, it's its own thinking,
super intelligence.
It's its own, it has its own thoughts, it has its own way of doing things, and we are in iRobot.
I know. I think about that.
German Shepherd's ready.
Oh, it's a crazy time. It's like, and then you don't know, like, obviously you can't focus your attention on like what is gonna be. I mean, you can, but like, is it already too late? You know what I mean? And then there's the robots. There's the then there's like the relationship aspect where it's like kids and younger generations aren't like as like communicative or like in person as like even us. You can say that our generations like have been divided even more so than like our parents, where it's like you had to have like your human connection and interaction by like hanging out with people versus like Snapchat or like texting or FaceTime or whatever that is.
Wasn't a thing.
And now it's like going further and further and further. So it's like and I think that's why, I'm just going to be completely honest, why the population rate has gone down, because nobody is doing nothing, because there's nobody hanging out. Like, it literally, so it's like,
everything's at your fingertips, right? Everything's right there. You don't need to do anything.
So you don't need to put yourself out there.
Your food delivered to you. You can have your groceries delivered to you. You can get your, I mean, like, everything can come to you. You can literally sit there on your couch and not live.
Right. Literally. You can just become like what's the word? Like a slug.
Right.
You just, everything.
I think the tools are amazing. I think it's going to have like amazing effects for like science and medicine. And if like I read this article about like doctors and surgeons, like they can fully go into virtual reality, and the amount of like learning the surgeries in that aspect.
See,
like,
that's
there's a lot of there's a lot of good tools, and it's like, that's great if we can only use these things for that, and it's used for the good of the people all the time. Like but that's not the reality of these situations, and just being like, it's not like you need to go out there and like be scared, but it's, you got to be cognizant of like what's actually like going on.
Well, if you are like a mastermind criminal or somebody who does bad things just in general, like it is pretty scary, because the interview that I watched last night, I can't remember what it was, but it was on YouTube. It was like the CEO of OpenAI and ChatGPT.
Yeah.
And she was talking about how like you have to there were some precautions or like a delay in like the release of everything because of the fact that like they didn't want individuals to be able to be like sexual predator type stuff, like you could like show me whatever, like kind of thing, where it was like, so it was like they're taking precautions in like some areas, but then it's also like I think they're more so worried about like their legal back end. But if it's not like illegal in the sense of like the Constitution and what we should be doing, like they really just don't give a shit, where it's like there's probably so many more moral things that they should be doing that maybe they're not necessarily doing. It's just crazy. Like, it's literally insane. Or, like, the relationship aspect where there's, like, I don't think, it's not ChatGPT or OpenAI, but, like, the actual, like, you can have a relationship. There's, like, dating. It's like a dating app, but for AI. I forget what the name of it was, but I saw something on that recently, too, and it was, you can build, like, a full-on relationship or, like, get that, like, just like
emotional connection.
Yes, that you need. And that is, to me, is like more terrifying than anything too, because again, you don't need to put yourself out there. You don't need to like do these things, and like love and human interaction and like friendships, whatever, relationships in life are so important. And if you can just have a robot like tell you everything that you need, it's like, it's just so weird. And then it's like, where does it stop?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing. They don't know.
Right.
And there's kind of like, you can't, it's one of those things where it's like, once it's going, it's not like you just hit
it gets smarter and smarter
kind of a thing. Like, it's not.
And more information.
We're in a different era. We're in like a big, like that new movie that's coming out. I want to say it wrong. Oppenheim. It's about the guy that created the nuclear bomb and like just the energy and everything that was happening around that time, and like the technology they were creating that could literally blow up half the world. Like it's like we're on that same. The director was like, we're there with this AI stuff. It's like we're literally, that's that same energy, that same intensity is like what we're dealing with AI, and we're just on the cusp of that. And it's like such an interesting comparison.
It is crazy. And then it
gives me goosebumps because it's like people don't understand. Like, we're there.
It's
like,
the Wild West.
It's happening. Like, we're.
But if it's not right in front of you every single day, it's like out of sight, out of mind. But it's like all this crazy shit's also happening.
Right. And I don't think people should like walk around being like scared or like, no, you just need to be like, don't be ignorant.
Right.
That's all it is.
Yep.
Don't be ignorant.
Yep. 100%. And the guy that was on the interview last night that he was talking about, so I don't know if he was the CEO or whatever of OpenAI, ChatGPT, but he was saying too, like, we probably aren't even going to be using like Google search at some point, because like you're just going to go to the AI and it's going to give you, like, he goes, his specific words were, would you rather, if you had a question for something, get a full-on like awesome response, or would you rather go look at a bunch of blue links? And then it was
then my question would be, then we're fully the social, like we are full, like then there's like not like scholarly link, there's not like things to like resources of information,
right? And that was
point.
the whole, and then thank you for that, because then they started talking about that, brought on the topic of misinformation and how is the AI going to know
ChatGPT to
tell you whatever it is, right? And that also is terrifying in a sense, because then you're getting all your information from one source, and then there's like the whole like Facebook is like super left, and then
still
it's like,
great. It's still a huge thing.
What's the word? It's where they're the filter, like Facebook filters things that are more like on the right, and like Facebook is very liberal, like that kind of thing. And it's like how do we know that these like big tech corporations aren't like super biased to whatever they are, which feeds them certain information that then gets to the public, and it's like this whole thing. But yeah, he was in comparison where he was like Apple, Facebook, Google, and I don't even know, is there one, Microsoft. They are like, the AI is like going to be taking over like all of these things like within the next few years. And then,
well, it's like, it's exactly like, it's like Siri and Cortana, which is what's on Microsoft. It's like baby AI. And they've been doing it. So like that is what makes me think of that. It's like Siri's been around since, did they have that on the original iPhone? God, I can't even remember.
I don't know, but I just saw a post that an original iPhone just went on bid for auction, and I think somebody paid $195,000 for the original iPhone in the case.
You know, there's somebody out there with like 3 in their drawer.
Yeah. Oh, true.
Just chilling.
True.
Like,
That
I
they
got
just
my
never
old
turned
phone.
it in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, PSA, people, if that's you, get to eBay.
Don't turn it into AT&T. Go
You
put
better
it on
go
auction.
eBay. Yeah, you better get on it.
I know. I saw that and I was like, "What? That's insane."
crazy.
I know.
Oh,
So
man.
somebody's collecting. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, I mean, it's a crazy freaking time to be living in, and I don't. And then it like makes you think like how's Mav gonna grow up? Like that's
It
just
is,
like
it's
because
crazy.
then it's like social media too. Like right now, like how much AI is. It's like okay, we have the AI selfies now. What do we, like? It's like how do we like? Where's that line of like real life and not real life?
Right.
So then it's like. It's just weird. It's a weird thing.
I
And then
think
how much
everybody's
of
gonna
it to
draw
like
that
allow
personally where
how-
that line is
right,
for
but
them.
then like
But raising kids, yeah,
Right.
it's like you have to set. It's almost like you have where is that line for you, because
Right.
that's kind of where you set the tone for your kids. I would just because that's right. I would assume.
and then I
'Cause
don't
they
even
learn
know how
from
to
you.
navigate it because it's like I don't even know. You know
And then
what I
he
mean?
absorbs his own information and just being that age in the world.
And then it's like, okay, is he just gonna ask, or like, what's the point of like? I mean, if you could just ask something every like, how do you like schoolwork,
been a
growing
huge
your
thing.
mind? How do you like learn to like keep absorbing information? It's like how much of our
Well, kids are using it for their essays. It's like, how can teachers combat this? And then
Right.
it's. I mean, it's just. It doesn't stop. There's
and then
not
are they
really an end to it.
learning?
No.
Okay, so then it's like, so what
What
are
was
we-
that thing called? Spark Notes.
Yes.
That
That's our
was
version.
lit back in the day. Okay,
Yes.
Spark Note it for sure.
Right, but we still absorbed, and so it's like,
know.
how do you like keep
But
progressing
kids
as
are
like
like,
a human?
if I can do it easy, they don't think like that, and that's
Right.
the problem.
Which I respect. I understand. Like I get
Little
that.
hustlers.
Right, and then it's like how, and then there always goes back to like working with the AI, like
Right.
finding that
Using
way,
it the right way.
right, and then utilizing it as a tool. But then it's like
It's the
how,
same thing though. When things are created like this, there's people that use it the right way, and then there's things that it's not going to be used for in the right manner. That's the reality of the situation.
There's got to be a test that should. I'm saying it now, like. It's got to make your IQ go down. Like as we get more and more integrated
You're
with
not
like
learning
smart
anything.
right,
You're copy and pasting.
right.
That's
So-
all it is. Copy paste.
So
copy,
we're
paste.
becoming the robot.
Yes. We're not learning. We're not evolving. We're not growing our brain. If you wouldn't go to read a university or like a book source or something versus asking
AI.
a generated response, it's
we are
kind of
not
like you're just
absorbing.
copying. Yeah. It's
Right.
like how can you fact check that if they don't like? Will ChatGPT give you sources to click? Here
Or-
where we're pulling information from, because that would be more
True.
That would be better.
Yes.
Be better in my opinion.
But like maybe we're becoming more smart because we absorb the right things faster. It's like I don't know, but I feel like our IQ's got to go down.
it's hard because I've seen people that can not we're a little different, but like I've seen people that can absorb all this content, and then in person that's like,
Yeah, I'm with you.
oh my god, and
Right.
it's just it's yeah.
I don't know, man.
It's
Crazy.
scary.
It's insane. So 5 years from now, we'll see where we're
We'll see
gonna
what
be.
has
Who knows?
Cracking.
Garrett and I were talking this morning, and we're like, "Is there gonna be flying cars in your time, Matt?"
The Jetsons was ahead of its time.
Well, and then it's
Electric
like
cars.
the autonomous driving, like those they're building. Where are they? I think in LA, they're building the underground autonomous highways.
What? I was just saying what. I had no idea.
The
what you're talking
autonomous highways. It's like like you have to have a e vehicle to go onto the highway because everything is autonomous. So like you are not like you could be in the driver's seat, but you're not driving in it. Everybody. So the ratio of accidents go down if all cars are on the same autonomy and they're going consistently. But the moment that the autonomous driver is mixed in with a human driver is where most of the faults have occurred in like testing or whatever. So the idea is to create these autonomous driving highways so you can use those highways versus the human ones, and then we're gonna like go to like eventually like I think all automotive industry vehicles have to stop selling gas vehicles by like 2035 or whatever it is.
That, and he's like, no.
I know. So it's like everybody get your cars now because you never know when the apocalypse comes, they're gonna switch off everybody's shit. And
You're gonna
be
need
like,
horses then.
Yeah.
PSA, you're gonna need a couple horses.
And they're yes.
yes.
But so
No,
autonomous
I don't know
highways.
about that. That seems like I don't know if I can just get into a vehicle and go 80 miles an hour and you know what I mean? Like I don't think I could do it.
I mean, you're still at the wheel, but like it's all like sensor and satellite based, so it's like
What happens if
math and
there's
science
a kink in the system and you just
or a black
I'm like, give me the key, give me the ignition.
computers fail. Computers
Driving stick, we're good.
20,
But I get it. I mean, I understand
2036
human error.
It's gonna be a weird.
Oh, how far away is 2036?
We'll be in our
We will be. I'll be
30s?
short behind you.
30s,
I'll be close. I'll be probably late 30s.
early 40s.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. I know. Insane.
It was a little crazy.
Mic drop. But yeah, in other news, Threads by Instagram.
Do we understand it? What is going on?
To be honest, I like it. I like it. I don't love it. Reason being, when I post on Twitter, which I haven't been a big Twitter person,
How would
so
you
I was
describe
hoping
it to somebody that has no idea what it is?
it's Twitter for Instagram. It's
Yes.
it's like Instagram created their own Twitter. Like it's literally exactly the same, but you can't post like GIFs. Like it frustrates me because sometimes when like you're tweeting and you want to get like your impactful, like short, like sweet,
You got your
like,
go-to gifts.
yeah, you got your GIFs that will just add that like
Extra oomph.
right, but you don't have GIFs in that. And I actually don't know if I've tried to drop a link in anything yet. And Instagram doesn't let you drop links. So does Threads let you drop links? That's a really good question, and I'm about to figure that out in real time for us. But no, it's literally
I did
Twitter.
read this thing. I don't know if it's 100% true yet. If you delete your Threads account, it deletes your Instagram account.
I saw somebody post that. Don't know if it's
beware.
true.
Just keep note.
Yeah, I would.
Until that's more to be determined.
Well, apparently.
I'm gonna just say any new platform, get on it because like it is. People are using it. People are getting on it. It's gonna be the same thing as it always is. There's gonna be an uprising. You're gonna want to take advantage. Of
especially
where people are at, where your consumers are going, and what they're talking about.
as a creator, it's always like your dream to like wait for something new to come out, you know, because then you can have the organic like reach on it. Yeah. So flash news, just checked in real time. You can put a link in your thread.
Like,
wow. Okay. So that can change the game because Instagram, you can't do links in your captions. So love it. Love that. So far, so good.
Do people still use Clubhouse?
Yes, I actually just hopped in a room about last week just because I asked Garrett the same thing. I was like, are people still using Clubhouse? And say, sure as shit, the same people that were doing it, the
like,
same
check
ones,
in,
literally. I was like,
Turn
oh
your
my
mic
God.
off. Turn your mic off.
I was like, oh no. And then I'm thinking,
Clubhouse was
do we
wild.
jump on it? I'm like, I mean, they're selling courses. They're selling like
wild west.
like a bunch of shit. I mean, it might work for some people if you're selling stuff on there. I don't know. But yeah, so good riddance to Clubhouse. Sorry. Not sorry. Just not the platform for us. So on the Instagram note, there's like the few different updates that have been like released recently, which you can do your paid subscriptions on there, which we do have a Guru subscription, $4.99 a month.
Subscribe.
And get exclusive content on there. You can do your broadcast channel, which is like kind of like an in-house thread. I wonder.
Yeah.
It's like Threads, but it's within your DMs.
It's almost like you're part of a messaging group.
Yes,
that's
like a
created
Discord.
by yes,
Yes.
exactly like that. That's created by someone that you follow.
Yep. And so it's kind of like that back channel, which is cool, especially for creators. You can now pay for your verification on Instagram, which is not really the newest news.
Yeah,
but
I'm not like a big fan of that.
no, I think it's stupid.
think it's crap.
Right, because if you work so hard to get like your
Like,
10,000
what does it
followers,
mean?
and then previously you had to have like publications, or you had to be like basically proving that you are like an influencer somehow or
That
whatever.
they're verified.
Right, like the public like is seeing you in other areas. So, and I think love hate it. It just now it's just a blue check. You just kind of disregard it. Like the value of it has gone way down.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No.
So it's like I think more so focusing on like the following count and then
Going
follower
back to what
count.
your content says.
Yeah, and then your content I think is
Right.
the biggest thing. Blue check really in my mind on Instagram doesn't mean shit anymore. And I've seen a couple people on Facebook pay for their Facebook verifications.
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking about?
There's a few of them out there.
I was like, they get about 2 likes and then they're verified on Facebook. And I was like, I don't know about that. I don't know. And yeah, Instagram. It's a whole thing of its own.
Social media.
Always
changing.
Content creation, the world we live in. But I think there's so many different things happening. I love the direction that we're going where we just really like kind of shoot the shit. It's nice to talk about like what's happening in pop culture. I wish we would have done this during
everything's a learning process.
Right.
I think the biggest thing is we're growing and evolving. It's like we're learning what we like and what we don't like and what we really want to do. And we really just, when it comes to I think this podcast is just bringing the value in any way we can, but also having a space for us to just be Callie and Jazz and to just have that time to talk back and forth and to talk about what we have going on and to bring value through that conversation.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think it's like, because I love everything that we've done so far, but sometimes I feel like we're talking at people, like when we're talking about like the entrepreneurship and like and all these things, but it's also like, and we're going to say it again, just get started. Like podcast is a true testament of like, we don't like to sit on things for too long. Like we have an idea, we want to do them. So we jump into it and then it's like, it's okay to divert a little bit. It's okay to kind of change things up a little bit. And I think that's just part of like being an entrepreneur and or just doing anything in general. Like you're not going to love everything you do the first time. So it's like figuring out, like navigating, like how do we mix in, which has been a big question. How do we mix in life, pop culture? Why is it so hard for me? Pop culture, like freaking aliens, freaking like life. Like how do we like tie in like the things that we talk about on a day-to-day basis, but like packaging it up in a beautiful little package to then deliver it to people who also want to like talk about that kind of stuff. Right. I think we're pretty cool. I think that I think I'm pretty funny sometimes. Like, and it's like
you've gotten pretty good.
You might be laughing at me, but that's okay.
We don't laugh at you. We laugh with you, my dear.
So then it's like, okay, like how do we like put all these beautiful things into like a format that we want to share with people and have them engage with. And I think that just kind of talks about like a little bit of our rebrand. And like we might necessarily like we love modernpreneur, but we also don't want to be stuck on like only entrepreneurship, because we do want to talk about like Vanderscam.
The things that we just want to be us and we want to like show that side of us, because I think we do get into that boat all the time where it's like business and we're super hard all the time, which we are, but we also have this side where it's like that people don't get to see all the time. They get to see, like our friends get to see it, and they get to see us when we're in person, and we have that jive going on. But it's nice to have a platform or an area where we can just talk and we can just like be ourselves.
I want to talk about conspiracy. I want to talk about Sasquatch. I want to talk about the DNA strand I saw in the sky. Like I want to talk about these things, like literally. And it's like, how do we?
And if we can bring value throughout our conversations, we'll always and tie it into like what we're doing and how we're like building the life that we want, then that's the direction we want to go in. And things change. I think also not being married, like I'm not saying give up on something that you've worked, but knowing when to change something, or knowing how to adapt, or being like, this is what's working, and what we're doing we might need to shift a little bit, and not being like a cog in your own wheel, and knowing how to adapt. And adaptability is huge in everything that you're doing.
Absolutely. And I think too that just goes into like what we talked about at the beginning of the pod is like like what direction do we go in? It's like, okay, we launched Higher Media Productions, we're doing the podcast, we're building the team, we're building Guru, we have our phone doesn't stop ringing, but like how do we find the time and the energy to focus on what we want to do? And it's like it's always going back to the basics, and like what has worked this far. And it's like, okay, so now looking at our expansion for Florida, we gotta do what works. We don't want to push. What's the saying? You push something up a hill, whatever. I don't even know.
I'm with you.
Right. But like, you don't want to do things the hard way. You want to do what works. You want to be easy. We're trying to create a life for ourselves, but we're also trying to not kill ourselves from working so hard. Or like Garrett always says, winning at the wrong game. What game are we playing and where do we want to be? And I think that being strategic with like every little thing right now is so important. It's like one decision can literally lead us down a path that we might not want to go down. And I think just literally the last year we've tried and we've tested different things. And I think like we really just need to focus on like what has worked. And I think that's just the biggest thing. And I think we're just excited about Florida, and we're excited about what we got going on. And
Florida it makes sense just in terms of like where our people, half the people up here half the year live down there. Everybody's got multiple businesses, there's connections. It's an easier jump.
They know where Petoskey, Michigan is. They know that like this is we're in a tourist town. It's like, yes, it's connected. And I think that and that's why we wanted to do it in the first place. We talked about that before we even had gotten our first client down there. Like we were manifesting that. And then it was like we got our first client, and then it's like, okay, like looking at how we like expand. We have all this camera equipment now. We have all of our drones. We have our drone license. Like we have all these things. So it's like, what's the perfect mixture of reaching that out to people that we want to work with? And I think it's like going after what we do best when it comes to content creation, and what maybe we spend less amount of time doing but works, the client's happy, and now we're starting to get a game plan. And I think that's just like the most exciting thing is like within the next 90 days, we're going to be in Florida. We're going to be hitting the ground running. We're going to be doing our cold calling and our cold walking in, and we're going to be doing our sales pitches. And like that's the kind of shit that gets us excited too, is like the new stuff. And if we're going in a direction of stuff that we're passionate about, it's going to be insane.
Right. And I think too, it's also being mindful of like, once you've reached a goal you've set for yourself, what's the next goal? So like once you're there, don't plateau. Don't stay there.
Which we have.
And it's okay though if you want to, and that's where like I've worked to get to this point, and that's where I want to be. That's great. If you're not that person, don't stay there and just be stuck for years. You've got to adapt, and you've got to figure out how to keep going.
Which I think is something.
What's your next goal? What are you doing?
We've personally experienced that, where it's like we've built, and then it was kind of like, okay, like we're just in it. We're in the day to day, and it's like, and I was just thinking about this last night. I haven't done my journaling a lot, and it's like I feel like the days are like the days are coming to me, and I'm not like coming. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how to explain it, and so I really want to get primarily focused on the things that we want, because when you're not focused on what you want, things that you don't want just keep on coming. And it's like the days go by so fast. But like the moment that you like say, no, this is what I want and this is what I'm doing, then like those things start coming to you, and it's insane. And it's funny that you said that, because I was literally just thinking about that last night, where I was like, shit, I haven't been doing that. But then the more that you can focus on the stuff that you do want, you're going to go down that path, and opportunities are going to come your way. So I'm excited. The next, like, we're going to go down on the 12th is the day that we set. Garrett said it. I didn't say it. And we're going to go. And we're going to drive down. We're going to make a couple stops on the way. And we're going to literally walk in every place. And we're going to try to schedule some meetings before. And I think we're going to set a goal of how many clients that we need to get.
Right.
And, yes, for sure, like, we're in signed contracts in hand, and then we're coming home.
Right.
So it's like 2 to 3 weeks. What can we do in that?
And then being smart and strategic.
Yeah, I know. That's it, man.
Yeah, and I think doing things the right way, in terms of like, no matter what if you have a product, or if you have a service, or if you yourself are the source of what people are coming to get, then if you do things in the right way and you invest into like how you're putting into your audience, they will follow you. They'll stick with you and support you no matter what you decide. In your adaptability, they'll stick with you, and it's all about doing it in the right way. And it makes a difference, I think.
And we're figuring it out.
Yeah,
we definitely we're every day is like, okay. And I think that's just the biggest thing right now is like, what are we adapting? What are we doing? Where are we focusing our energy? And we will probably always be doing that till the day that we die. We're always tweaking things. We want to be better and better every single day. And that's just who we are as people. That's it for today. That's a good one. I think that was good. I think we touched on everything we want to touch on. We had some impactful nuggets. We talked a little bit about some worldly things that are happening. AI selfies, crazy thing, man. Crazy thing. And,
oh, man.
Yep. And we are going to start getting back on our weekly pods. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you guys for your support.
Yes. And whatever we got coming next, whatever rebrand we're doing, however we want to move in the direction of this, just know that it will get better every time, and you will want to be with us. So that's all we got, people. Thanks for watching. We appreciate you.
Always.
We hope you have a lovely day.
Or night, depending on where you are.
And what you're doing and where you're listening. We'll see you later.